Daniel Cormier came out in an interview and he said that Stipe Miocic is misguided in wanting to fight Tyson Fury. Now, guys, I watched this interview and then I rewound it and watched it a second time. I can't dwell on why Daniel thought that Stipe was misguided because I never thought Daniel fully made that point. My interpretation was that Daniel, as a true competitor, thought that Stipe should see his true competition through, which is mixed martial arts. That was my interpretation, but I never thought that Daniel fully finished his thought on that. There is something very interesting about Stipe Miocic, the athlete, okay? Stipe is one of these crazy guys that'll go out and do anything. And that's really, let me tell you what I mean. Stipe was a collegiate wrestler. Oh, by the way, he was a collegiate baseball player. I'm starting to get the opinion that his true love in life was baseball, but that he pursued mixed martial arts. To pursue mixed martial arts, he went on to become this great boxer. Stipe Miocic is such a good boxer, particularly with MMA. Boom, I hit you in the body. Boom, he'll knock you out. His feet move really well. Stipe's great. Stipe then goes and dabbles back with the Cleveland Indians, and he's at day one of baseball camp knocking balls out of the park. I mean, Stipe just kind of strikes me as this kind of guy that wants to go do it. He just likes a lot of things, and it turns out he's really good at a few. Well, that's a little bit relevant because Daniel's similar to that, isn't he? I mean, Cormier, don't forget, at one point, came over to MMA, wins a world championship, goes on to be this huge star, but he always had a little bit of a black hole that he did not get to retire from the sport of amateur wrestling. There's a way that amateur wrestlers go out of the sport. There just is, particularly somebody as decorated as Cormier, who was a two-time Olympian. But he never knew when his last match was going to be. Therefore, he never went out in the traditional way, and it always bothered him. He just had something inside. So guess what he did? He goes and schedules a match, an amateur wrestling match against Chris Pendleton, freestyle international rules. They roll a mat out at a UFC expo a number of years ago. And these two, fly Chris Pendleton and fly Daniel Cormier, they go out in the singlets and have their match so that Cormier could officially walk away and retire the right. Win or lose, Chris Pendleton was a hard night out, but either way, he could say, that's my last match, and that was important to him. Okay, great. I think you got to bring Tyson Fury's crazy ass into this too. Tyson Fury seems to be one of these guys that'll go box with anybody, but then he'll pop up on your screen and do some Monday Night Wrestling, and then he's training with Darren Till and wants to get into mixed martial arts. I mean, I think that you got these three guys right now in this one really crazy time in life that are actually people that will follow through on no matter what ridiculous idea they throw out. I don't think there's an idea that you could come up with for Stipe. Hey, Stipe, here's a really wild idea, but the New York Giants want you to play linebacker this Sunday. I don't really know, but here's your headgear and helmet. Do you want to go? Yeah, I'm in. Put me in. He strikes me as one of those guys. Daniel Cormier, who I've known for 20, is one of those guys. And Tyson Fury, who I've never met, but I see him on TV all the time. I see him being open. I see him talk about his relationships, to his marriage, to his drug problems. I mean, this guy just strikes me as, you can believe him. For better or worse, he seems to just tell you the truth. He seems like the kind of knucklehead that'll go play linebacker for the New York Giants as well. These three guys at this one particular time in life seem to just be open to trying new experiences. There's something in life, guys, called a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And this will be built into clauses. You might sign a contract with a company and you're locked in for 5 years, but there'll be a clause that says if you have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that's only going to come along once in a lifetime, bring it to us and we'll let you go. The United States military has that. You're in the United States military and you get a new idea, you're going to go do something else, they will come and lock you up. You're not going anywhere. We're going to do what we said, but you're going to do what you said for the time you said you do it. Even the military has something known as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If something comes up and it's the window when you're in, you can bring it to them and they could give it review and let you go. Where I'm talking about is this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and why Stipe is going to be fighting Daniel. Why Stipe is not going to be fighting Tyson Fury. just to speak to the idea of if he had both options, if both were truly on the table, truly. Daniel is on the table and the Fury one looks like it's a little bit more fun. But if they were both on the table, which should he do? There is a very compelling argument there. And I think as soon as you take dollar signs out of it, and I think you should take dollar signs, throw the dollar signs out, truly from a competitive standpoint, is settling the trilogy with Daniel Cormier, super important, super relevant to our sport, something that he committed to doing, against a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Just call it an experience. We don't have to get into who should win in a Queensberry rules fight between Stipe and Fury. We don't need to talk crazy to one another. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I think if you were to follow this recipe, take the money out of it, and ask Conor McGregor straight up, that night with Floyd, a press tour in 4 different cities over 2 different countries, completely sold out, 10 and 12 and 14,000 people, scalping tickets on the street. Walking into Las Vegas and every billboard in town has your face on it. Walking into T-Mobile Arena and people going insane for you and your... Just that experience, not the money, that experience, man. How worth it was that? I think that Conor would tell you it was very worth it. Okay, Conor, I'm going to ask you this question again. We're going to redo that. We're going to get in a time machine. We're going to go back. You're going to get everything you just said, but you're not getting $1. Do you take that experience or don't you? I think that Conor would tell you, yes, I take the experience. And I think if Stipe Miocic was faced with the experience of going through that with Tyson Fury, and I'm very bearish on this, that's not coming to the table. This is a what if. Let's just have a conversation for fun. If he could have that experience and he said, yeah, I want to take it. Much like, yes, give me my shoulder pads. I'm going in for the Giants as linebacker this week. I don't think that it would be fair for any of us to question him.